Hey guys, welcome. In this lecture, we are going to set up validation check for our test form field. Okay, now in order to do this, we have to go back to our VS Code. And within the test form field, it has a property known as validator. And within the parentheses of the validator, it has a property known as value, which is basically referring to whatsoever the user is going to type in within the test form field. So you can see now we have this FEFE, and this is basically referring to the value. Okay, great. And now we can add a check. Over here, we need this. And we can have an if statement. We can say if if the value dot is empty. If it is empty, it means the user has refused to add a test or add a category name. Over here, we can add a not check. If it is empty, then we want to return a test, which is going to say, please, category name must not be empty. Okay, and else, if it is filled in, then we want to allow the user to go by saying no. Okay, okay, great. And in order for this form to work, we are going to be using something known as form key. So over here, we can then create a finder, and it's going to be a type of global, global key, and also it's going to be a type of form state to check the current state of the form. And we can call this variable underscore form key. Then it's going to be equal to global, we can just copy this. Okay, is this, and we need also to call it. And the third step is to attribute this underscore form key to our form. To do this, we are going to wrap our parent column with a form widget. Alight and use control and dot and wrap with widget and form. Now within the form, it has a property known as key, and then we can call the form key. Great. And okay. And now we can create a function. We can create a function over here, and we can call this function upload category to Firestore. Or we can just call this upload category. Okay, great. And first of all, we can have a check to know if the form is valid or not. So over here, we can say if underscore. You can see now we have attributed this underscore form key to our form. So now we can have access to whatsoever the user is doing with our form. Okay, we can then say underscore from key, and we can get the current state of the form to know if the form is filled or not. To do that, we have to say dot current state and dot valid or validate. Okay, validate. If it is validate, over here we need a not check. Then for now we want to print good guy. Else, if it is not valid, we want to print oh bad guy. Okay, and hopefully you understand all this. Use Ctrl and S now to save. And let's try this out and back to categories, and you can see currently it is not validated. And let's click on save. Okay, sorry, we do have to call the function. You can see over here we created the function, right? But we have not yet called it. So we have to go to the save, where we have the save, okay. And over here we can then call upload category and use Ctrl and S now to save. And okay, categories, and click on save. You can see please category name must not be empty. And let's go check our test one field, sorry, our terminal, new terminal, to see what's going on there. And this is going to be output or debug console. Okay, you can see, oh, bad guy. Seems good. And I'm going to come back again. Now, the first step we took was to add a validation check. And in order to do that, within the test form field, it has a property known as validator. And within the parentheses of the validator, it's going to take in a value. And the value is basically referring to whatsoever the user is going to type in here. You can see now we have this FFF. So that value is referring to this FFF. Okay, great. And over here, we are basically checking to see if the value is empty. If the value is empty, we want to return a test, which is going to say, please category name must not be empty. Else, if it is filled in, we want to return null, that is allow the admin to continue his next step. Okay. And in order for this form to work, or in order to know the current state of the form, we needed to create a variable called underscore form key. And it is a type of global key and also a type of form state to basically get the current situation of the form. That is to know if the form is being filled in or not. Okay, and over here we created a function called upload category. And over here we had a check to know if the form is valid or not. And if it is valid, we want to print good guy. Else, if it is not valid, we want to print oh bad guy. Okay. And let's try to fill it now and see what's going to happen. And output, and let's go check this out, and categories, and and save. Okay, please, I'm just going to fill this now and click on save, and you can see it went successfully because it is valid. And let's go check our terminal. You can see good guy. Seems good. Working as expected.